Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. Tonight, I was able to come home and watch on the WWE Network, the Kliq, the most influential matches and moments. This was a WWE Network special that went down on the WWE Network tonight. This show was an hour and a half. But honestly, in my mind, it didn't really seem like it took that long at all. I really don't feel like I've been sitting in this chair watching wrestling that at all. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches, 2 of them moments, I guess you can say. But, these are the things that basically they did little cutscenes. Triple H sort of hosted the show where he did an introduction, and at the end he did an ending. And then before each match or moment, they had one of the members of the Kliq do a little cut through. It seems like they didn't even really shoot anything special for this special other than Triple H sitting down and doing the introduction and then the ending to the show. It really felt like there were cutscenes that were off of other documentaries or other DVDs or other network specials that they've done along the way. But I sat down, I was able to watch these, and it was a fun way to pass a little bit of the time tonight. The first moment on the most influential and best matches of the Kliq was from Monday Night Raw of 1993, Razor Ramon versus the Kid. This is probably one of the biggest Raw moments of all time. And honestly, when Monday Night Raw started, it honestly was a little bit of a jobber show that had a little bit of a spice added to it to make it feel like it was something that you needed to watch because it was live and anything could happen. This is probably one of the biggest first moments for Monday Night Raw, and this was Razor Ramon, who was a guy that came in as a big heel, as Scott Hall, to the WWF. He had this sort of the Cuban accent. Everybody knows the story of him going and pitching the story of basically trying to play the movie role of this is De Niro, and basically Vince didn't know who he was, and so basically he was like, yeah, do it, and he didn't really know that he was stealing Scarface, but Razor Ramon, he was working these great matches. He'd sort of gone over as a heel, but people were really starting to like this guy. So they came up with an idea of bringing in the 1, 2, 3 Kid, Sean Waltman, who had been wrestling in Japan as Lightning Kid, and it was a way to turn Razor Ramon babyface as well as introduce the 1, 2, 3 Kid as a guy that can get some matches in the WWF. So basically, Razor came in there. It was a jobber style match. 1, 2, 3 Kid ended up getting a reversal and getting a big 1, 2, 3 to steal the victory, being one of the first upset wins. They've pulled this off a few times. They tried to do it with Barry Horowitz pinning Chris Candido, a little bit later on down the road, but it was too soon to turn a jobber into a major superstar, and they weren't able to reproduce it. But Kid was able to get the win. They were able to run a little bit of a program after that with Razor Ramon putting up $10,000 cash to have a rematch with the Kid, and the Kid ended up grabbing the cash and running out of the arena with it. From there we go to one of the biggest matches in WrestleMania history, Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels in the ladder match. When you sit down and you watch this, it doesn't really live up to the hype of ladder matches of today, just because the way that they put it was they only had one ladder. I know that when they did the rematch at SummerSlam, they thought they were a big deal because they had dual ladders. They talked about this on the Kliq special the night before. But, if the ladder broke, which what Vince and the King were really pushing, because of the way they were really using this ladder throughout the match, they were screwed. There was nothing they could do. It was all over from there. But basically, Razor and Shawn Michaels, they beat the hell out of each other. In my mind, I can never remember seeing a ladder match before WrestleMania 10. I remember later seeing Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart have a ladder match on a Smack 'em Whack 'em, I believe is what VHS it was from Coliseum on video. But that was sort of released later as a match that you'd never seen before. Of course, in this one, Shawn Michaels gets ties up in the ropes. Razor Ramon climbs up the ladder, ends up winning the match, winning the Intercontinental title. WrestleMania 11, Shawn Michaels would go to being in the title hunt. I believe WrestleMania 11 is the one he goes up and has the match against Diesel. He doesn't get the victory, but at least he's in the main event. If it wasn't for Bam Bam and Lawrence Taylor. Razor Ramon, of course, would be still in the mid card. Never really got that main event status in WWF before leaving to go to WCW with the NWO. From there we go to the curtain call for Madison Square Garden. Triple H is saying this was possibly the one thing that really kicked off the Attitude Era, with guys not really playing characters but being themselves. Of course, in here it's the Kliq fan cam footage that we've seen for years. This is HBK versus Diesel inside of a steel cage. Earlier in the night, you'd seen Razor Ramon wrestle Triple H if you were in the arena. And at the end of the match, Shawn Michaels gets the win, who's a babyface at the time, and is greeted by Razor Ramon, who comes into the ring. At that point, Shawn, gets down on the ground and he gives Diesel a big kiss, which awakes Diesel from after taking the Sweet Chin music that knocked him out. And you see HBK and Diesel, Razor Ramon all sort of hug, and then Triple H comes down and he joins the party. Everybody knows where this goes from here. Basically Diesel and Razor leave WWF to go to WCW. From there, Vince can't really punish Shawn. So basically Triple H takes the rap for the whole damn thing, even though he was the last guy to get into the ring. And he loses his King of the Ring push. And really has to eat shit for about a whole year before scraping things together. From there we go to the Outsiders debuting in 1996 in WCW, with them looking for a fight. They showed the promo where Kevin Nash shows up for the first time. Where's the look at your adjective. Play. He has a whole bunch of good lines in there. Tip of the iceberg. Basically the Outsiders are looking to take over. And they haven't had Hulk Hogan join the group yet, but they're looking for that 3-on-3 fight, which they're pushing it to be at the, I believe at the Great American Bash, but they have to wait until the Bash at the Beach in order to get that fight. The Great American Bash, and they end up showing up looking for their fight, and Bischoff hasn't put together the fight yet, so they end up just picking Bischoff up and jackknife powerbombing through a table on the entrance ramp. From there we go to HBK versus the Bulldog from One Night Only, a very good match. This is possibly where Shawn Michaels went overboard and got the most heat that he's ever had in the company. A lot of people know this story, and if you don't, at One Night Only, of course, this was a European pay-per-view, with Bulldog being the European champion, wrestling in the main event against Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels power plays Vince McMahon in order to get the win on the show, basically taking the European Championship. Even though during this show, the British Bulldog, said that he was going to wrestle this match for his sister-in-law, who was battling cancer at the time, and Bulldog was a real UK hero over there, and basically Shawn the DX isn't official yet, but during this, the insurance policy, Rick Rude, comes walking down and he interferes in this match, kicking down on Bulldog. From there, we also see Triple H and China coming down and getting involved in this match, where basically at the beginning of this match, Bulldog just beats up, muscles, and just wears down Shawn Michaels. But then once all the outside interference comes in, they're not able to get any ground. Basically, Rick Rude and Triple H just put the boots to Bulldog on the outside, roll him into the ring, and HBK is able to get the win. From there, the British Bulldog's wife, one of the Hart family, is sitting, Diana Hart I believe it is, but she's on the outside. She's had enough of this bull crap. She jumps into the ring. She goes right after Shawn Michaels, and from there, Owen and Brett hit the ring. But my only question is, with Owen and Brett, why the hell didn't they come out anywhere during that match to try and help Bulldog, try to chase off Rick Rude, try to chase off Triple H? But basically, this was just a way for Shawn Michaels to pull one over on Bret Hart. From here, Shawn Michaels would really get the European Championship over more than it had ever been with Owen and the British Bulldog. But HBK didn't really need to have that championship. That championship was sort of used on Monday Night Raw to build things up, but never really used as the main event sort of thing. But HBK really did start wrestling for the European Championship on pay-per-views. and trying to get it over. Last but not least was the DX invasion of 1998. Kevin Nash says this is one of wrestling's biggest swings and misses, with basically DX showing up to WCW, which was in a nearby town from where they were running Monday Night Raw. Of course, they showed up with a cannon and a tank, and they declared war on WCW as they were trying to enter into the arena. WCW brass closed the steel barricade in between them. Kevin Nash says that he was standing on one side with Scott Hall, while DX was on the other, and there was some 45-year-old guy who wouldn't open the door because he was under order from WCW not to open the door, not let them into the arena. Possibly one of the biggest mistakes Nitro could have, if they could go back and change, would have been letting DX into the arena. What would have happened? Would they let DX walk in and have free reign, knowing that what show are you going to watch? The show that has DX on it or the show that doesn't have DX on it? Would guys like the Warlord and the Barbarian and Haku and all of the bad guys that WCW had under contract, would they have gone and attacked DX and beat them up to show that this is a real war? Who had the toughest guys? Would Triple H, X-Pac, Billy Gunn, and Road Dogg be able to hold their own against the whole WCW roster? Who would have known what would have happened if they actually would have got into the arena that night? But that was it for the Kliq best matches and moments, and I was glad WWE put this one up because it was a good one.